Pre-recorded and heavily edited from New York, it's See You Tonight. I'm your host, Salhan Das. Now, See You Tonight is a late-night show by and for Columbia students, but tonight's episode goes out to all those plucky high school seniors accepted into the highly selective Columbia Class of 2023 Facebook group. Whether you've already committed your soul to Rory the Lion or you're still deciding between here and Harvard, we'll show you all you need to know about Columbia. And what better place to start than with some Columbia-related stories from recent weeks that have caught national attention. The Netflix nature documentary series Our Planet has been making waves for its breathtaking footage and powerful message. But few know about the scenes shot at Columbia, which never made the final cut. The Netflix team came to campus to document one of the great natural spectacles of the wild, which occurs every April, where hundreds of frat bros emerge from hibernation and congregate on Butler lawns, performing the bizarre North American mating ritual known as spike ball. The lost footage includes never-before-seen Instagram shots of sorority girls with quirky sunglasses striking carefree poses on the lawns. Presidential candidate and Columbia alumnus Beto O'Rourke is gaining popularity among a crowded field of Democrats and has earned the affectionate title of the White Obama. That makes Beto the third impressive white man in recent memory to be nicknamed after a more impressive black man, following Brian Scalabrine, the White Mamba, and Post Malone, the self-proclaimed White Iverson. Critics speculate that Beto's support is more driven by his comparison to Obama than by his actual policy ideas. How about whatever phony researcher said that explains how I failed frontiers of science, despite repeatedly telling the professor that I'm known as the Brown Einstein. In mid-April, video surfaced of Barnard public safety officers pinning a black Columbia student down and confiscating his ID, refusing to believe he was a student. Viewers were alarmed by the apparent racial profiling evident in the violence, lack of protocol, and sheer number of public safety personnel on the scene. I've always loved collective nouns like pride of lions or murder of crows. As the Barnard and Columbia administrations painfully discovered, the collective noun for 5 or more public safety officers is PR nightmare. Still, Barnard President Sion Baylock managed to make the most of the situation by taking the opportunity to write a fan fiction spin-off of Lemony Snicket's best-selling Series of Unfortunate Events, when her email to the student body described the event with the title, The Unfortunate Incident at Barnard. It always amazes me when these things happen, how everyone in Facebook comment sections and dorm room symposiums think they can figure out who the good guys and the bad guys are. Usually these judgments are based on questionable ideas of what's the right thing to do for both parties in a racially charged interaction. But this isn't Harry Potter, where a group of characters call themselves the Death Eaters, just so we're all on the same page about who's evil. It's more like Game of Thrones, where it's never clear if a character is an incest bad guy or incest but with a good heart. I guess what I'm trying to say is that if we really want to make Columbia a better place after this unfortunate incident, we don't gain much by arguing over which actors were sinners and which were saints. We can debate all we want about whether Season 7, Episode 4 makes Daenerys a hero or an evil tyrant. We're not going to make Game of Thrones a better show. But if we admit that it's kind of fun that every non-white character on the show is either a slave, pirate, or uncivilized savage, we just might. On that note, it's time to treat you prospective students to our personal tour of Columbia. While the campus tour guides were perfecting their backwards walk and stone bench sermons, we've been preparing an in-depth journalistic look at our beloved university. First, we'll take you on a tour of the front lines of Columbia's nightlife. Let's send it over to Holland Oates, our war zone correspondent, reporting live from East Campus.
It's Friday night just outside East Campus lobby. Like so many other Fridays before this, the bodies are beginning to pile up behind me. Soon the doorways of this residence hall will be thronged with a swarm of twisted limbs and mangled faces. I am here to show you those faces. They are the loveless, the lame, the lost, and the forgotten. Why are they here, assembled in this hellish herd? There is nothing to do but ask them. We are now going to be speaking with a fraternity brother who is working on the Barnard sign in front. Now, so what is your strategy tonight?
You know what I'm saying? He says that we are currently prioritizing those who have the highest amount of Instagram followers, but we are here to give everybody a good time.
I see. And does it bother you at all that you aren't at the actual party and you are busy signing in these Barnard students?
No, det är bara, vi har syskonen, vi var bakade och vi
He says this Everclear is not going to drink itself. My addiction is destroying me. Please God help me.
Okay, lovely. And have a nice night. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
For sure.
It's It's important to note the determination of the human spirit in moments of crises. And this woman here has been standing outside for 15 minutes talking to this man. Okay. Anyway, and so how long have you been here and why?
Yeah, hi, my name is Ava. This guy said he was gonna sign me in to the croquet party, so I've been like flirting with him, but he can't shut up about his like mom and his ex, and it's been like 15 minutes.
Okay, I heard that the croquet party is supposed to be quite a banger.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's gonna sign me in soon, so.
Godspeed. Now, as volatile as the situation is here, it has not been a tragedy for everyone. Some have monetized the situation.
$5. Get your sign in. $5. We got sign-ins all night.
We are here now with a East Campus residential advisor, or as she is referred to by the locals, a ECRA. And she's speaking to us on the immigration crisis.
Yeah, the administration really needs to fund our border security. They're really not keeping the safety of their students in mind. You know, when Barnard sends its people, they're not sending their best.
Hot take. It's getting late now, and there is no end in sight for these poor wretches, these huddled masses. It seems, at least for now, they are doomed to live and die on this concrete tundra, in the shadow of the warm glow of the love and companionship which they seek, and which is denied. If there are any conclusions to be drawn from this travesty, it is this. Everybody wants to know if you can sign them in, but no one will admit that we are the ones, yes, we, who signed off on this weekly tragedy. See you tonight, News, East Campus.
Inspiring stuff that you do out there, Holland. Now it's time for a little segment I like to call What's the Story, Rory? Where we get you up to date on the latest news from the greatest university in the greatest city, in the greatest country, in the greatest continent, in the greatest tectonic plate, in the greatest planet, in the greatest solar system, in the greatest galaxy, in the greatest universe, in the
Can
greatest...
you stop?
You got it, Elena. Right as always.
A new club for students who want to get high and learn about doorbells on the search engine Bing have faced allegations of being racist towards the Asian community. I just don't see where this is coming from, commented the leader of the Bing Bong Ding Dong Society.
After witnessing the tense dialogue on campus during Israel Apartheid Week, Columbia political science professor and father of two Bob Key Loon published an academic paper on how to resolve the conflict in the Middle East. Loon's groundbreaking work suggests, hey, if you guys can't play nice and get along, nobody gets it, and what experts are calling a zero-state solution.
A pride parade had been scheduled to march through campus earlier this week to promote acceptance and acknowledgement of the asexual community. Unfortunately, no one came.
Genital win. Masturbation rates on campus have skyrocketed in the wake of a recent spec op-ed entitled, Okay ladies, now let's masturbate. Now nearly everybody at Columbia is finally happy and masturbating. More good news, the last of our masturbation problems are slated to end next month with the publication of my own op-ed, Okay me, now let's stop masturbating into my roommate's lunchbox.
Columbia slam poet Timothy Shimothy found that he was lacking the material to create moving, inspirational poetry after a life completely devoid of any tragedy or struggle. Tired of being told his poems about white guilt were insubstantial, he decided to burn his own house down so as to understand true adversity. In a stroke of luck, the accident killed his entire family, making him not only homeless, but also an orphan. Way to take things into your own hands, Timothy.
Barnard President Sion Belusk, Shorn Balsack, Sean Belock, Benedict Cumberbatch, whatever. She filed a Title IX lawsuit against Lee Bollinger after he offered to show her his huge endowment.
Public Safety has opened an investigation into a report of a peeping Tom camera in a women's bathroom in Broadway Hall. No suspect has yet been identified. In unrelated news, don't miss our newest upcoming reality segment premiering next month, Sauciest Lady Shits of Broadway Hall.
Yesterday, Columbia experienced a tragic terrorist attack. A student, who has yet to be named by officials, took a crowded Carmen elevator to the 3rd floor. In memoriam, community members will gather later today for 15 seconds of uncomfortably passive-aggressive silence.
That's it for the story, Rory. Or stories, Rory's. Next up on our tour of Columbia, we're taking a behind-the-scenes look at one of the most infamous buildings on campus.
That's right, everyone thinks they know Lerner Hall, but I wanted to get the real story, what the mainstream media wouldn't cover. Everyone asks, what is Lerner Hall? Nobody asks, why is Lerner Hall? Earlier this week, I caught up with the architect behind that notorious building. Let's take a listen.
Thank you so much for having me, Senor Zahin. Oh, may I call you that, Senor Zahin?
Just Zahin. It's probably fine. Talk to me about the building. As you know, we're having a little bit of trouble getting in here. It's kind of a tough building to get into. What was going through your mind there?
Oh, they tell me design building that capture essence of Columbia. From the outside, looks nice. On the inside, not so nice.
Oh, so it's a commentary. Alright, ramps. Talk to me. What's the story?
I come from a village of 52 people, and not very many things. 2 of those things, stick and incline plane. Some days we have some fun with the incline plane. You put thing on top of incline plane, sometimes it roll back to you. That's a good thing. Sometimes it not roll back to you. Which?
So, ramps are pretty important to you, huh?
I'd say so. You know, I had uncle one time who looking for wife. And he think, okay, let's put wife on incline plane. And then 23 women later, he find Goethe.
So walk me through the thought process here behind making the dining hall so small and then having all this open space, in the rest of the building. What's that space for? Is the idea to kind of open the air up to, let the building breathe, space for thoughts, words, ideas? What's going on there?
Comrade Zahin, in my village, there are no thoughts, words, or ideas. We just have blood, snow, and long ground.
Lunch? So, tell me about the first time you came to America. What was that like?
Professor Zahin, did I tell you there are no stairs in my village? When I was 28, I saw my first stair. I took my trip to America to visit the lights. Everybody told me about the lights. Nobody told me about stairs. Let me tell you about stairs. Stairs remind me of the spine of my best and closest friend Piggly. He was run over by a cart. Do you use these stairs, Zahin? These great crocodile lumps?
Yeah, stairs? I do. I probably use them every day.
You would not do well in my village. We do not bend knee.
Where are you even from, anyways? Okay, I think I'm done with lunch, actually. Don't know about you, but this has been fun.
Yeah, we are high up. This reminds me of time Mother take me to Rectangle of Most Lights, the Emperor Stair Building.
Empire State Building?
You shut your mouth, Chancellor Zahin. Anyway, I take floating box all the way to Spiky Top. Time to go down. Problem. Floating box broken now. I must take the stairs. I take first step and I fall down 51 flights before I pin myself between stair and pole. Once I stand, I fall down remaining 52 flights into gift shop. I buy snow globe, then pass out. When I wake, white coat boy is pumping me with his juices and he say, all bones broken. I request reverse scoliosis brace.
Reverse scoliosis brace?
Yes, I want them to give me scoliosis. That way every plane is inclined plane.
Huh. Do you have anything else you want to impart to our viewers?
Death to USA.
Oh, God.
The United States of America.
All right, welcome back. It's time for our final feature interview guest of season 1. Very excited to invite Izzy Mollicone on the show today. Izzy, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Do you want to tell the audience a little bit of what you do? This is a celebrity on campus, by the way. I'm pretty lucky to be in her presence.
I make YouTube videos and they center around just like daily life. There's nothing like super extravagant or like particularly extraordinary about them, but for some reason they get views and people like them, and a lot of people on campus have seen them. I think Columbia students like get recommended my videos like through the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, it's definitely been on my recommended.
It has?
Somehow, yeah.
Okay.
Why do you think people watch it though? You know, you said you don't know why, but what if you really had to think about it, why do people watch your vlogs? Because you have a ton of views, like over 60,000 subscribers, right?
Yeah.
Izzy Snapshots, by the way, like, subscribe, share. But why do you think so many people watch it? If like you said, it's nothing special.
I think probably because like I know a lot of like high schoolers will watch it. Actually, yesterday I was playing wiffle ball, and there were high schoolers there, and there were seniors, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we watch your videos," and she was saying that she likes it because it like gives her a glimpse into what college life could be like. Because I remember like in high school being really stressed out about college and like having no idea what it would actually be like. So I think since my vlogs center around like more mundane aspects of life, maybe it's interesting for people.
Okay, yeah, I can see that, but I guess I can see how people would want to watch that. I guess maybe a better question that a lot of people would want to know is like, why vlog? Because a lot of people would be like, why do you want your entire life to be
like
on
why
YouTube?
do I vlog?
Yeah, why do you do it?
I don't really like, the fact that other people see it doesn't really hit me until like I'll see people in person who will recognize me from it. But originally it's more just like I started it more for myself just so I could look back on the videos and be like, oh, this is something that happened in my life. And actually the other day I was watching my move-in vlog from the beginning of the year, which was super wacky, and like I realized how much I have changed. But it's the same thing as how people take pictures on their phone and like look back on them. It's just a slightly more narcissistic and neurotic way of doing it.
You know, vlogging is definitely a very modern phenomenon, and I think a lot of people still right now find it kind of ridiculous, right? Like, it's very easy to make fun of,
yeah.
Right? Like, what do you think? Do you ever feel like you're being corny at all with like the music and the cuts and whatever?
The thing is, okay, what I'm about to say is gonna be corny, but like the stuff that I'll cut together is like, it's either sentimental or like I think it looks cool. Like I don't focus a lot on production value for my vlogs, but like the stuff that I choose to keep in is stuff that I know I'll care enough about to like look back on and be like, oh, that happened, or like, oh, that was cool. So I get why people make fun of it, because it is a really weird thing, like especially when you're walking around with a camera like in your face just going like that. Like it's super cheesy and it's super like you're putting your life on display in a way that can kind of take away from the moment. But I'm super careful. I try to be careful about like not like pulling out the camera if it's like an inappropriate time, or like I try not to like.
Do you ever really want to though? Does it ever like, oh shoot, like I should be vlogging this right now every time you're having like a cool moment or
like,
something?
If it's a night out, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I wish I could vlog this, but also I know that like I want to respect people's privacy.
A lot of people see your channel, like Izzy Snapshots, as like kind of like you said, a window into like life at Columbia or whatever. Mm-hmm. Do you ever think that you try to make life at Columbia seem a certain way? Like you make it seem a little bit better than it is maybe, or you try to show the mundane side of it? Like, does there ever go into your thought process? Or
I don't like think of myself as a representative for like Columbia or Barnard or anything. So like when I'm making my vlogs, I'm honestly thinking more about how I'm presenting myself and like my life than I am about like the school. I don't try to like, I don't want to present myself as like a character on YouTube or anything, but I know a lot of people will comment and they'll be like, oh, you seem so like positive and happy and productive all the time. But it's just like, I'm not gonna vlog me like having a mental breakdown or like me like laying in my bed doing nothing. So it's
right.
Definitely like a filtered version, but it's the same thing as any social media. Like people don't typically post about their failures or like share things. It's a highlights reel.
what are some of the weirdest interactions you've had with a super fan or a commenter or something like that?
There was, okay, this was like maybe 2 weeks ago now, I was sitting out on Low Steps. It was like a sunny day and it was before class and I was eating breakfast. And for some reason, everyone who's ever watched my YouTube video just happened to be walking by. So first there was like a tour of Crosby's prospective students, and they were like touring campus, and one of them noticed me, and then they all stopped. And then they started taking pictures of me, like not with me, and I was just sitting there, I had my like cinnamon raisin bagel, just kind of hungover, and they were all just kind of like, oh my god, Izzy snapshots. And then after that, this like older couple walked by, and they were parents, and they were like, oh, like our kid goes here, like we watch your videos when we like miss her, like all this stuff. And
really?
Then
they watch your videos when they miss their daughter who goes to Columbia.
Correct. Or like someone's grandma commented on my video. They're like, my granddaughter goes to Barnard, and whenever you upload, it just reminds me of her, which is like sweet.
Wow.
Like it's nice.
Very personal. Interesting. But you do read the comments. You do read your comment section.
Yeah, I have the like creator app, so I'll I'll check Instagram, check Snapchat, check Twitter, Reddit, and then the app to see like.
And do you read like every? Because there's a lot of comments, right? You get like hundreds of comments per video. You think you read most of them, or?
I don't think I see all of them, but I would say maybe like I get like 50%.
All right. Well, we're gonna put that to the test. Actually, we got a little game for you. Let's see you tonight exclusive game.
Wow.
It's gonna be. I don't actually have a name for it, but it's. Is this a comment on Izzy's YouTube channel?
You
That's
could say,
the catchy name.
is this a comment, like Izzy?
Emphasis on the is?
Yeah.
That's clever.
Thanks.
That's pretty good. We can go with that. Whatever you said. But yeah, we're going to give you some examples. 2 options. You have to guess which one is from your comment section, and the rest of the internet is fair game. All right, so the first one. Option number 1. You're left-handed too. What pens are your favorite? Or option number 2. You look dumber than usual in this one.
Am I supposed to say which one's real?
Yeah, which one's from your comment section?
One
Okay.
is real.
Do you remember that one?
No, but I'm left-handed, and people have asked me about what pens I use.
Really? Interesting. Yep, that's correct. Yep, option 1 was from your comment section. Option 2 was my roommate's comment on my Instagram post freshman year. Thanks, Just. I missed what we had.
Nice.
All right. This is a long one, so listen closely.
Okay.
All right. Option A. I accidentally pressed dislike when I meant to put like, and I had like a mini panic attack, and I was thinking like, OMG, like, why am I so dumb?
I read this one.
You read this one?
I definitely remember reading that.
Okay, well, hold tight, because option B is it's a close contest. It's a close contest. It's because I'm alone. If I could just feel it, it would be different, because I would not be alone. But if I were not alone, everybody would know it. And he could do so much for me, and then I would not be alone. Then I could be all night alone. So you're going to go with option A?
I'm going to go with the first one, yeah.
That's correct. Option B is from William Faulkner's As I Lay Dying, Stream of Consciousness Writing. It was tough for me to tell the difference, though. It's a fine line. All right, one more. This is the last one. Option A. I have been watching your videos all night, and I love your content and personality. Or option B. Is there any way of posting a video only with the boys singing? This show isn't very nice. Which one's from your comment section?
A, because show is this a reference to?
That is a giveaway. Yep, option B is from the comment section on See You Tonight, episode 1.
Shout out to that person.
Yeah, shout out to whoever's mother wrote that. Thank you for that. Well, yeah, any last thoughts of wisdom you want to impart to the viewers on what it's like to be a big-time celeb on campus?
If you see me on campus, you can say hi instead of just taking a picture of me, because that sounds so like rude and pretentious. I don't know how to say
I mean, it's a pretty reasonable request to not just take pictures of you in public.
I mean, it's fine, but I guess like you can say hi too.
All right.
Also,
you can say hi to her if you really want to.
Yeah.
Izzy Mollicone, thanks for coming on.
Thanks. This has been great. See you later.
And now for our final musical guest of the season. It's the student band that conforms to no genre, CHKY.
hookups. 3 days later, I flew back north. And you came and kissed me through that door. Couldn't fall asleep with your arms wrapped around me. Your love I don't deserve. You know I tell you up with just some words. Is this it? My mind's white noise and the message doesn't fit. Yes, it's true. I feel you more than I want to, I suppose. Still figuring out if I want to go.
Well, that's a wrap for Season 1. Thanks for watching. We haven't been canceled yet, but we're still trying. See you next year on See You Tonight.